Hi, this is Sue Greenwald with Awakened Stories. I'm here today with Deanna Carr with the Mystical Moonlight. Hey, Deanna, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. So today's surprise topic is da 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 zombies. Okay, so everything about zombies in two sentences or less, right?
Right.
So again, for those watching these videos, they're kind of short and they're supposed to inspire and open your mind and give you new ideas and basically get you out of the box, right? So
Yes.
there's no way we can cover this entire topic in 15 to 30 minutes or so, but
Yeah.
we'll get the basics out there. So, okay, in the movies, zombies, okay, which the movies and the comic books probably started. I'm going to just say 100 years ago, although there are stories throughout history of zombies, but in our popular culture, they really started in earnest in the last, say, 100 years. Okay. So zombies are like, usually they're recreated from the dead people. They are usually sluggish, stupid, and slow, and they can't easily be killed, and they basically are eating people slash brains. Does that
Yes.
summarize our popular opinion of them?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, yeah. And so it was interesting because in the past, say 10, 15 years, lots of zombie shows and movies have cropped up. And the kids in high school are actually talking about the zombie apocalypse like all the time. So basically, they have plans for what they'll do when the zombies come.
Mhm.
It's crazy, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
a couple of recent movies that are about zombies are World War Z. Okay, with
Yeah. Don't
yeah,
want to be around those ones.
yeah. You do not because they were fast, right? Those zombies
Yeah.
were fast. I did see that one. I Am Legend, which was super scary, right?
Yeah, I didn't finish that. I went downstairs in the basement and hid.
Yeah, yeah. Zombieland, which I saw, and it was kind of a comedy, but actually super violent. I
Yeah,
thought.
it was more of a comedy, but they do, and it also gives you a guide on how to
Yeah,
annihilate zombies as you go.
yeah. So they did it in a humorous fashion and they made it fun. But when they are fighting the zombies, it's very violent and like
Mm.
yikes. Okay. There's a show called The Walking Dead out there that's super popular. I guess that's still on. I have not watched that one. Like I don't feel the need to surround my stuff with this kind of topic, but there are
Yeah.
tons of zombie movies out there and video games, and everyone's talking about it. So I
Yeah.
thought we would talk about why the sudden talk about the zombies and the zombie apocalypse, and if they're even real, etc.
Okay, so they are real, which is super bad. Um,
Creepy.
it's creepy, it's bad, because one thing that within each show, there's always the starter zombie, and then it just explodes. They always think that they control it, and then boom, population is gone.
Yeah.
So, one thing about zombies is they're creating them for experimentation, seeing what they can do with specific molecules and, you know, curing and all that. So they're here for experimental
Yeah.
purposes, and it has ranged to also population control, which we have heard through different, high up sources that feel that once we hit a certain population, we can't sustain life and food. I mean, we could sustain life and food, but we are in this spot where we have to go out and buy food. Somebody else has to make our food, and there aren't as many farmers. So
Yeah.
one thing, start making your own food. And also, that will help in case there is a zombie apocalypse. You have your own source and you don't have to wait for stuff to grow. Um, two, um, when we talk about these zombies, like I said, I would not want to be near World War Z zombies. Um, they're fast. There are different breeds of zombies. One, they have tested out different systems and somatics to each chemical and compound they have given these beings. Most of the time, they have started off human. Sometimes they have incorporated different DNA to see what could happen. Um, so I have seen most of these movies. There's a lot around the zombies. My husband actually plays one game. Um, I forget the name. I always want to say This Is Us, but that's not the that's not the movie. Um, it's basically this game and show that talks about the zombies and how to get through. But this one girl has the cure within her system. She was actually born and her mother was bitten during that pregnancy. So she actually has the cure within herself. Um, and then it goes through and then they shoot the different zombies. So you have your base zombie, which is going to be the slow, not really in the right minds. And then you go up a level, they become faster. And then as you continue, they actually have a form of communication, and that's when it becomes serious. Um, and you're probably like, well, how do you know all this? Well, as we've discussed before, most of these shows and movies that are actually out have base information. You just have to know how to decipher what is true or not. Now you're like, well, where are they storing all these if they're actually creating them? Most of us know that there are underground tunnels and areas that are within like the core layer. So it's not inner earth, but it's in between and it's covered by limestone. So it's not like you're going to be going in and finding it. You would actually have to find an access point to get in and get into these areas. So for them, they're secure. Um, but as we know through all these shows, one little accident can lead to chaos. And that's what these scientists never think about is they think that they're so high and mighty, but they never think that they could be taken down. They could make a mistake. And that's when the mistakes happen.
Right. Well, we're seeing creatures. Okay, I'll just use that. Created creatures, giant human-sized bats, giant spiders, um, like just very like I don't know, creatures.
Negative. Yeah.
We're seeing them come up, and basically
Mm,
they have escaped, and they've been, some of them are captured here, some of them
mhm.
get free, but they're out.
Oh,
So
definitely.
what you're saying is that there are such things as zombies, that they
Mhm,
are created and they're being like experimented on
mhm.
to, of course, improve whatever abilities they want the zombies to have, right?
Yes.
Okay, so question. Is there a natural zombie? Is there any way a zombie has evolved or been created naturally without scientific and technological intervention? No.
No.
So it's
A
not a
zombie is
natural.
not a yeah, it's not natural.
All right, all
I
right.
mean, there the closest thing would be a vampire, and even then we even talked about how vampires are created.
Yeah.
So there is not a natural species of zombie.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So they're being created, and basically the goal is to wipe out, the humans.
Hmm.
Another way of wiping out the humans. All
Yes.
right. And is there a way to survive these zombies? Like, do you have to have a chemical, an injection, be born with an antibody, blah, blah, blah?
Well, the antibody would be nice if we all had that. But I think the closest thing to the solution would be from World War Z, where you are actually have a sickness
Yeah.
where they think that your body is dead. Because, like they said in the movie, it wants a living host. So if you are healthy, they're going to be interested. If you're unhealthy and to them a dying host, there's no interest because they know that that will not
Yeah.
survive.
Yeah.
It's basically the zombie is the way to spread the virus. So that would be the closest solution to making sure you could survive. That comes to me would be making sure that you
Wow.
have a high up cold so that they think your body is, depleted.
That's super offensive, by the way, that they would do that. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. But okay, years ago, I saw on Gaia TV, I think Emery Smith said, in Earth, or in the tunnels, like you're saying. They
Hmm.
had recreated a city, and they populated it with clones who, again, they went about their normal routine, going to work, doing this, doing that. And then they let the zombies loose on them, and they timed how long it took to wipe that city out.
Yeah.
And so they were playing with that. Do you think
Yeah.
that's a true story?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Scary. Yeah. No, so we're doing this not to scare people. Like, you don't have to freak out, okay, until it's time.
Don't, don't.
No, there's no reason to freak out. We just want to make you aware that a lot of what we see in science fiction is not science fiction. It's, they're maybe making light of it, but they're exposing what they're actually doing.
Hmm.
Yeah. So there's all sorts of labs where they create, different beings. They take different DNA, they put it together and see what they're getting. They're always looking for a better fighting source that they can control that's super efficient, right?
Yes.
And expendable. Yeah. How are they keeping these zombies alive down in these tunnels?
And they feed them.
Um, okay.
And they feed
Um,
them.
okay. I guess that's all we need to know there. That's pretty
Yep.
ugly.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I guess is there anything else we should talk about with zombies at this moment?
Not that I can think
All
of.
right. All right. So again, you don't need to freak out, anyone that's watching this. Just be aware that they're out there, and that, again, created not for your benefit. All right. And they will be taken care of.
Yes.
They will be taken care of. So, all right. Thank you so much, Deanna. I appreciate your time.
Of
All
course.
right. Bye-bye.
Bye.